So to start the last lesson of the term, today we're going to be looking at, we're starting off looking at dirt work. So you need to go on to Show My Homework, have a look at the comments that your teacher made, telling you which dirt questions to have a go at. And attached on Show My Homework will be the questions you therefore then need to do. So that's the first thing you need to do today. So today we're looking at drawing parabolic curves using only straight lines. So first thing we need to address is what is a parabola? Well, if we look at the proper definition, it's a curve where any point is at an equal distance from a fixed point and a fixed straight line. But putting it more simply, it's a curved line that's symmetrical and is approximately U-shaped. Well, you're probably thinking, what's a parabola? Why do I need to know it? When is it ever used? So in maths, it looks like this. So a sort of U shape, which can be upside down. But actually, we find them in day-to-day life a lot without you even noticing. So on roller coasters, within architecture, got the Eiffel Tower there. The trajectory that a dolphin takes when it dives out of the water or when you throw a ball. And things like a slinky. So we've seen a parabola as a curved line, but today we're going to experiment a little bit with straight lines and see how we can draw this curved line using only straight lines. Maths is often used arm in arm with art, and first of all we can maybe think we're not too sure how that happens in maths and art are worlds apart, but if you look closer, certain patterns, they're actually quite complex and it uses maths in order to be able to draw these. Creating a parabolic curve is a great way to see how maths and art can connect. So in order to do the task, we need grid line paper, so use your exercise book, or you can use plain paper and draw your own grid. If you haven't got access to either of those, you can maybe use your computer to have squared paper and use it electronically, so just be creative. A pencil, potentially some colours if you want, and a ruler. If you haven't got a ruler, try and find yourself something around the house where you can draw straight lines, so maybe a table mat or a calendar or something like that. So we're going to look at the most basic one you can draw to start off with. They can get quite complex. So step one, in your book you're going to set up an x and y axis running from 0 to 10 like that. So from 0, the origin, to 10 up, and 0 to 10 going across for your x. Make sure they're equally spaced, so use one square per number. Step 2, using your ruler, the first step you're going to do is from 10 on the y-axis at the top, draw a straight line to 1 on the x-axis, like that. Next step, connect the next one down, so 1 down from y is 9, and 1 across from x is 2, so I'm going to connect 9 on the y-axis to 2 on the x-axis. And we've just got to repeat this process. So the next I'll connect 8 on the y and 3 on the x, then 7 and 4, 6 and 5, and we keep going like that, 1 square down, 1 square across, until we've got to those final ones there. We can see every time you drew a line there, you drew a straight line, but we've formed a curve all the way along here, like that. So we've formed a curve having only drawn straight lines. So we can experiment with this concept. Have a think for a minute. What do you think would happen the more lines we add? So what happens if I had maybe from just 0 to 3 on the y and x axis compared to 0 to 300, let's say? But if I had just 0 to 3, it would look quite basic there. That curve there doesn't look very good, does it? If we were to draw a curve, it would look like this. Very rigid, so it's not really a curve at all. A few more places, I've now got 0 to 5. Our curve is looking slightly better, still quite rigid. Compared to that one we just did, 0 to 10, we can see that curve looks a lot nicer. So the more points you do, the better that curve will look. So today's lesson, you're just going to be using this concept to try and form your own designs. I've given us a few examples here. So the one on the left looks very much like the basic one we did on the right, but they've used all 4 quadrants of the graph and they've formed this nice diamond shape finally there. You can colour in the squares and also make a slightly different design. On the right hand side here, you could do that to maybe the one you've done in your book already. Add another 0 to 10 diagonally opposite and form that spiral design. The templates for both of these will be on Show My Homework, so you can print these off if you'd like, or just use these animations in order to draw your own grid lines in your book. Another 2 designs here, so the one on the left is a bit like a spider's web, and you can also do it using a circle as well, forming a slightly different pattern, but still look, they're drawing straight lines and the end result is they formed a circle within the circle. Again, these templates will be on Show My Homework. There's lots of different designs you could go for. Here are a few examples. I'll add these links for you to have a look at, but there's lots of them on YouTube. If you just search parabolic lines drawing, a lot of them will come up, so you can maybe create this parabolic swirl, which is a bit of a illusion, or one here which looks a little bit more complicated, sort of around a triangle. So spend some time drawing your own. As you can see, you can add colour if you'd like. Once you've finished them, you can send them or email them to me and we will reward some lockdown points.